Yeah, we're gonna have another replay incoming. It's gonna have a better angle of what we're able to see and how Trigger was able to employ his gun.
So right here, Viper needed to reorient his lift vector. He was about 90 degrees of roll off to where he needed to do that lift vector. So he essentially gave angles back. I mean, he paid for it. That was just a BFM error.
Man, that was a wicked shot. Look at that angle as he's going down.
It's almost indicative of losing sight, which I'm not sure that's not something that we've seen out of Viper before. But yeah, maybe he just didn't know where the adversary was to fight. So his lift vector was just it was about 90 degrees pointing over here when it should have been pointed over here to close those angles down. So he just gave angles back to Trigger, and Trigger capitalized on it.
And it was simply because, or one of the reasons, because of the lift vector, and the margin is thin, especially when you get this deep into the BFM.
Absolutely, these are two skilled fighters. One person makes a mistake, the other one capitalizes on it, and that's exactly what Trigger did.
Man, and now Trigger gets an opportunity to have the higher altitude in the second set. Impressive job there by Trigger, but Viper is still skilled. This match is far from over.
I tell you, I think Trigger's got the advantage on the second set, starting high in the Hornet. I mean, you can use gravity to your advantage to maintain energy as you dig to the inside, working downhill. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a forward quarter gunshot at the first merge out of Trigger.
So if you're in the position of Viper, knowing that Trigger is starting with a higher altitude, what should he be doing defensively on that first merge? Walk me through it, because he has a Viper.
I would never come in defensively to the first merge on either side.
All right.
He's got to be equally as aggressive. He's got to force that merge. You know, he should be trying to capitalize on the forward quarter gunshot too, but Hornet's got the advantage in that scenario. However, working uphill in the Viper, I mean, it's an even match. It's just a matter of which one wants to hang it out there to make the energy excursion going into that first merge. I think the Hornet has the advantage from high to low because he can maintain energy going downhill, if that makes sense.
Yeah, makes total sense. All right, let's see how it all unfolds. Set number 2 between these two competitors, Viper against Trigger. Over to you, Classic.
Justin, Classic, got you loud and clear. All right, gents, you've swapped altitudes onto the second set. Stand by for the countdown. Good luck. Three, 2, 1, fights on.
All right, let's pay attention to this very first merge between Trigger and Viper. You said never come into that first merge defensively. Any shots employed?
You can
nope, no action.
Viper was digging for it. You saw the vapes coming off his jet. I didn't see the aggressiveness out of Trigger that I was expecting.
All right. Viper knows he has to try to return the favor before set number 3. This set right here could define a lot and set the tone for who would be advancing to the championship.
I mean,
all right, so shots,
here,
shots fired.
Viper, he's got the traditional advantage. I'm not sure what happened with Trigger off that first merge. He just did not close in, and I think he's paying for it now.
Also, if I don't have my mic on, you guys can't hear me.
Audience,
he's got Trigger bled down. You see the vapes coming off Trigger's aircraft. I think Viper's trying to stay right in the rate band and be patient here.
Yeah, right now.
He's coming down. He's coming down to meet him.
Oh, they're about to connect right there. Take a look at the overlays. They'll tell you who's offense and defensive right there with the UIS. It's in real time.
Man, Viper's got to get the pull on.
Viper's now defensive. All right, Trigger's trying to push in. We just passed the 90-second marker.
I'm not sure.
We're not used to seeing this from Viper on the defense. Oh, Trigger. Whoa, Trigger. Accuracy again. He came in hot.
Man, I'm surprised to see that. I thought Viper had had a pretty good thing going there, and then he just
Guys,
kept
we're
his
not
airspeed
playing today.
increasing, which again, in a Viper, you have that ability to add energy really fast, but to deny those angles to Trigger, and Trigger took advantage of it again.
So we're going to be able to see the replay shortly, but it felt like the way that Trigger was coming in, it was too fast and he was close to an overshoot, but he got the angle and he shot him at the right time.
Yeah, and again, that's a decision you have to make. If you're coming, not a line from, right at a 6 o'clock where it's just, you're just chasing them down. Anytime you're coming in out of plane, you're going to have a massive amount of closure that you have to deal with. So again, I think Trigger knows his skill set with that gun, and he's crushing it.
Let's take a look at the replay because, man, that was fascinating. This guy doesn't miss.
He doesn't.
His shooting accuracy is crazy. And once again, the top scorer in the trials from accuracy. And he is showing it all throughout dogfighting and BFM. But walk me through what you're seeing here.
Right here, I see, Viper is in, he took some shots. He's got a great position. He's got more thrust to weight.
Why did he miss there? Was that just a bad angle?
I think he was taking a long-range shot. He should have been a little more patient to
he didn't get into the control zone.
Drive it in a little closer. Shooting bigger targets is generally a better game plan.
All right, let's take a look at it from TAC view, a little bit different.
So he's got a vertical overshoot. But
once again, blue is Viper and red is Trigger. This was the shot that he was not able to land in the set. Now we're going to switch it up. Here's the shoot down. And it looked like he was coming in hot. This was a reverse into shoot down by Trigger.
So you can see Trigger right now, he's doing a good job pulling lead with his lift vector, even though he's working three-dimensional out of plane. So he's projecting his nose across the circle as he's digging nose low, maintaining that energy.
Okay.
And this is what gives him the ability to gain some angles back. When he does not have the energy addition that the Viper does, he could exploit the vertical and use gravity to help him get across the circle and gain angles. And that's exactly what he does here. So for Viper, had he been down on the deck in this scenario, then the Hornet doesn't have the ability to keep up.
What did you see defensively from Viper in that match? Specifically right there.
Aileron rolls, much like the movies show. An aileron roll, you can dodge the bullets. That doesn't work in real life. It looked like he was jinking one direction and decided to change his mind and go the other direction. But the entire time, anytime you're showing plan for him, you're a big target, especially for Trigger, who can obviously shoot anything, it seems like, with pretty good accuracy. So the one mistake that I saw, he had at least 500 knots on the airplane, and he continued what we call graping across the sky. He's not turning, he's just moving across the sky, but the Hornet can turn inside of that, very easily. And I think, Trigger used the vertical, he could dig nose low and cut across the circle, and that's exactly what he did, and it worked out. So I think I was impressed to see Trigger initially maintaining, a rate mindset. And then once he saw the opportunity again, he's transitioned, took the opportunity to dig inside and take the shot.
And it also sounds like just some of those small mistakes that we've seen from Viper, whether it be with the lift vector or just turn rate, that he clearly has been cost, or it has costed him every single time, because every time Trigger has been able to execute and switch it up.
Yeah, I agree. And again, it goes back to the training with the Harpy Squadron. I think those guys worked hard together and they ran through these scenarios. And BFM is it's not an easy skill set. It's something that's very difficult to practice because there's always changing variables. So just when you think you got it nailed one time, the next time somebody else pulls something different and it's a completely different sight picture. So you got to go through a lot of sets to get there.
In order to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. Over to Classic for another set.
Here we go.
Justin Classic got you loud and clear on to the third and final set of this semifinal. Gentlemen waiting on the server, and then I'll count you down. Good luck. Three, two, one. Fights on.
Here we go, the final set between Trigger and Viper. Trigger with the overwhelming advantage with UIS. Here's the first merge.
Interesting. Trigger is bringing him into a roller fight, rolling scissors, which is a one circle.
What does that mean to Higgy?
I mean, he didn't really force the merge from the beginning, and he's kind of trying to lure Viper into a one circle fight, which is where the Hornet likes to be. So we'll see how this unfolds here. But that was an interesting tactic. I like that.
Oh,
there we go.
There we go.
Man.
Oh my gosh. This guy.
Textbook.
It doesn't matter. He can't miss. All right, walk us first through that strategy. An interesting strategy and setup, but still the same result for Trigger.
Okay, so a rolling scissors is a rate fight and a radius fight.
Okay.
So you want to be the first one to get around the circle, but you want to be the last one downrange. You want to get flushed out in front. And so, basically, he lured Viper into a rolling scissors, and ultimately, that immediately requires Viper to switch mindsets into a one circle fight. So he's got to bleed below, to deny the angles to Trigger, and the Hornet is going to win that game all day long. It's just more maneuverable. It does much better in the slow fight. He came over the top and had the angles. So
you saw that same strategy against Ahab. It feels like he's playing chess.
Yeah, dude. He's all about playing chess, but at high speed, right?
Decisions
it's a chess game,
in
making decisions,
milliseconds.
milliseconds at high speed. I love that.
This guy said that his name is Trigger, that's his call sign, but he's also cool as ice. Wow, I was not expecting that between these two. I thought it was gonna be a bit closer, but Trigger, statement. He set the tone.
He did say, you can call me Iceman. Remember that?
He did. He said, you can call me Iceman because I got ice in my veins. Let's take a look at the replay as you were breaking it down. Wow. All right, so right here we have the one circle right now. This is from TAC View. Trigger, just with some textbook. He started, is that normal that you start off in a beam with that approach or strategy of rolling scissors?
I mean, it's a technique. I wouldn't say that's necessarily what I would always go to the merge. But, I mean, he knows his adversary now. He's sized him up.
He more than knows Viper.
and he knows that he's fighting a superior rate fighter. So I do want to get him into a radius slow speed fight. So typically you go to the merge, after the first merge, then you would turn same direction. And
Textbook.
I mean, man, that was time to kill was low, and he immediately executed. I guarantee you when we talk to him, he's gonna say he had a plan, he had a strategy that he wanted to pull him into a slow speed radius fight, and that's what he did. And it paid off, it worked.
Okay, so defensively, we're going to get a chance now to hear from Viper and bring him in. I'll just ask him the question myself instead of you. Viper, what were your thoughts defensively as you were battling there against Trigger in that final set?
Yeah, I had no chance. Trigger is a really good dogfighter. This was 3 kills in a row. He did great, and it's his win.
Yeah, tell me what you thought on that last set there. It looked like Trigger did not go to a close aboard merge with you. Did you find that a little bit strange, or did you get lured into his strategy to go into a one circle fight?
Yeah, I got led in his strategy. So he has always passed me. That was interesting. Learned a lot today, and we'll do better next time. But it's his win. He did great.
Yeah. Sorry for the loss. I would say in the future, if you ever see him not come to the merge like that in a Viper, you can sky to the moon vertical, and there's nothing the Hornet can do to come chase you up there. So that would be like your sanctuary, and then you could just punish him after that. But you always want to go to the merge. But he obviously lured you. He took a chance, lured you into a rolling scissors, which is more of a one circle fight, and then obviously the Hornet capitalized on the turn.
Yeah, when a Hornet turns a Viper into scissors, you're chanceless. You have no chance.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
Viper, I know you had aspirations coming into OTS-2 to be a 2-time champion. Despite today's outcome, what has your experience been like?
Oh, I had the same feeling like in OTS-1. when the adrenaline kicks in. And normally on a simulator, you don't feel the adrenaline like you do in real life, or when you fly aerobatics in real life or do stuff, and that feels different. But OTS is getting this to a simulator, and I like that a lot. So I love that feeling, and I will compete again.
I'm looking forward to seeing you back. This is going to be awesome. Hopefully you can pass on lessons learned and continue to sharpen that blade like we said before, and looking forward to OTS-3.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Viper,
it's his win, and he earned it. He earned it really, really good. Trigger did it really good. But we've been in a voice chat before, and there are 3 guys from Harpia in there, from the Brazilian squadron, and Trigger is the only one that is only pulling up DCS for BFM. He is not doing anything else. He's only doing BFM. So if somebody is only doing that, he is really good at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
really, really good.
Certainly.
Well done.
It still was a great battle. Now, on the other side of the bracket, Viper, I'd love to know your thoughts. Who do you think is going to advance? Because you've had experience against Mayo and Goose.
Oh. Hard question. Both are good. It will be a close outcome.
Great. Well, thanks for the time, Viper. Really appreciate it. And best of luck in OTS-3.
You're welcome. Hopefully. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So the first ticket has been punched. Let's speak to the gentleman that has punched that ticket into the final. Trigger with the trigger finger, but also known as Mr. Iceman. But yeah, that was really good to see the performance today by Viper, the reigning champ. And now he's officially been eliminated. So Trigger has certainly done what is needed to do, because if you want to be crowned the champ, you got to take down the champ.
Yeah, sad to see Viper go, but hey, hard to stay on top, like we said. But I think we're ready for Trigger.
Let's bring in Trigger. All right, Trigger, thanks for joining us. Walk us through set number 3 and rolling scissors in that strategy. When did you decide that you wanted to do that? All right, we're still waiting to get the...
All right, well, I thought to myself, well, the Viper is good at 2-circle fighting, and the Hornet is obviously the better radius fighter. So I thought, well, if I get into a rolling scissors, for me, it's better, because having the smaller radius means that I'm gonna be able to put him in front of me, and that's what I want.
I tell you what, your conceptual understanding of dogfighting and BFM is well above average. I'm very impressed. Because the rolling scissors is a combination between rate and radius, and that's, I mean, it's a gamble not going to the merge, because you could have gotten shot if he was able to employ the gun on you there, but ultimately the strategy worked out for you.
Yeah, indeed, it's a gamble. I believe that his merge is also a gamble, because there's always a possibility of a head-on happening. So you have 2 options. You either commit to it, or you try to make it work the other way.
Yeah, that's true. And again, knowing that it's a gunfight versus a gunfight changes the strategy immensely. But what are you thinking about the next fight? What's your strategy going to be going into that? Because it looks like
I have to look at the moment and decide what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
So
I don't have anything planned.
you do the high-speed chess decision making. I like that. So that's a very impressive skill to have. I mean, I like the fact that you go in with a plan. So it sounds like every time you have a plan. Is that true?
Well, I indeed have a plan, but again, I need to evaluate the situation at the moment. Again, I have this idea of possible outcomes to what I'm gonna do. So I just need to look at the moment and see what's gonna work best for me.
Okay. Who do you think you're going to see in the final round, Mayo or Goose?
Well, that's really hard to tell, because from what I've seen from the stream, both of them are very, very good pilots. So I don't know, it could go both ways.
Walk us through your accuracy, because it feels like, Trigger, you don't miss on any shots. How confident are you feeling when you're pulling that trigger?
Oh, well, I'm feeling very confident, and I try to wait until I'm on the very right parameters for the shot, so I don't miss, because you know, the bullets you run out of bullets pretty quick, so you gotta be conservative on the trigger. So that's why I try to, you know, only fire my shots when I'm on the right parameters.
Well, thanks for the time, Trigger. Looking forward to seeing you in the final. Best of luck.
All right, see you guys.
Yes, sir. Fights on. So the first of 2 tickets has been punched into the final. What a heat. Let's take a look at that bracket, because Brazil has advanced, and that is the number 4 seed Trigger advancing to the finals. His opponent is yet to be decided. Heat 2 is going to be coming up shortly, and as Trigger mentioned, it's going to be tough to decide. Is it Mayo, the runner-up from OTS-1, or is it Goose? Over 10,000 hours through the air this guy has experienced in real time, and he has his son Rooster rooting him on. This is going to be a tough one. 2 seed versus a 6 seed.
I agree with you all day long. I mean, I go either direction. I might tip my hand towards Mayo with the experience, you know, in the simulated world, but Goose, yeah, this is going to be an exciting fight. That's all I got to say about that.
All right, let's find out. It's Italy versus Canada. Mayo versus Goose. Over to you, Classic.
Mayo, Goose, congratulations on making it to the semifinals, but like I told the other competitors, you're only as good as your last fight, and this one begins in 10 seconds. As soon as the server comes off pause, I'll count you down. Good luck. Three, 2, 1, fights on.
Here we go. Set number 1 of 3. Emerge.
Oh, yeah, Goose.
Goose coming out.
He might pay for that, though. He made a huge energy excursion there. He's going to be low on energy. We've got Mayo at least 100 knots of airspeed above Goose right now.
Unlike the first semifinal matchup, this is Hornet v. Hornet. Mayo right now offensive. In the control zone, shots fired. Goose doing his best defensively. All right, he's able to escape it for now.
All right, he's going to redefine those lows, so we're going to end up potentially in a nose low spiral here. This could flush out on the deck.
It's been a while since we had one of these fights.
Here we go. Man, Goose is standing on the rudders there, trading shots. All right, he's got to manage his energy now. Being slow on the deck is not where you want to be, but it's typically where you end up in a Hornet. So,
Mayo's motto, tip of the spear, it's best to be sharp. Whoa, you're coming real close to that deck. Oh, down goes Mayo. Self-inflicted.
Man, I was looking at Goose the whole time. He was trying to do deck save as well. He was down like 150 to 170 knots, and then
Speaking about energy management, what did you see there from Mayo?
Obviously a huge aviation error. You never want to fly your airplane to the deck on your own behalf. I mean, but that's the way it goes, though. You get so excited, pulling for a shot or making an energy excursion. You see an opportunity, but you forget about the deck being right below you. And when you're up in the air, suspended there, high altitude, not a big deal to lose energy, but you cannot afford, to miss the aviate, navigate, communicate. Aviation always comes first, and you fly too slow, and you lose the energy on that aircraft. You're going to end up settling into the deck, and that looks like exactly what happened.
Let's take a look at the replays on how that first set of 3 unfolded between Goose and Mayo. This one that we're looking at right now is Goose firing shots, and he wasn't able to land them. But you said that you were looking at his energy management. Go back to that.
Yeah, I mean, so right there, he defeated the shot. But then ultimately, you see both aircraft end up slow on the deck. And at some point, what I saw was Goose recognized that, and he kind of came off the turning game plan and went wings level to try to save the deck, which gives away angles to your adversary. But I'm still alive because I didn't hit the deck. It looks like Mayo was still pulling, lost energy and fell into the deck.
That's a tough pill to swallow right there from Mayo. Here's a look at the second shot between these two competitors. Felt like he just lost control as they were going close to the deck. That was a good shot that was fired, just wasn't able to execute. He was offensive.
Great reversal from Goose as well. I mean, I think Goose did a great job defensively and then recognized the deck as a factor and he came off.
Yeah, this is one of those situations.
So right there, that's where we saw.
All right.
Yeah.
What are you seeing from the lift vector right now from Mayo?
So Mayo's pulling pure pursuit, which is lift vector, directly on.
And then crash.
So you see it if you take the you see the shadow approaching, then.
So explain to us why is that he couldn't pull up once he got down that low to the deck.
So you can see right there, just he's pulling up on the aircraft. He's trying to pull, and even though you have afterburners pushing all this thrust out of the back, you still have probably 30,000 plus aircraft at that point. Those engines can't produce enough thrust to get it going across as you're digging sideways through the air to maintain the lift. And so even though you feel like you're going fast, you're really settling into the deck.
Okay.
And so it's a sensation of like, oh, I'm gonna hit the deck, I'm gonna pull back. And you create more angle of attack, creates more drag and more settle into the deck. So, if he maintained his on-speed angle of attack, he might have been able to save it. I didn't see the parameters in his HUD at the time, but it looks like he's pulling for the classic deck save, pulling too many, or lifting his nose too high up without the energy on the aircraft. The engines aren't going to be able to outthrust that, and you're going to settle into the deck.
Yeah, I was not expecting that at all. That is the first of 3 sets between these two. The winner is going to be able to advance to the final. Man, that was exciting. But we still have some more sets to play out. It's time for that second set between Mayo and Goose. It has been exceptional to see so far. What should be the approach right now from Goose, knowing that he is going to have the higher altitude? Remember, coming into this semifinal, Goose is the lower seed, so that means that he will have the higher altitude in the second set.
Yeah, again, if I'm higher altitude in a Hornet, I'm going to go ahead and sell the farm a little bit to bleed some energy. I want to be to the inside of the turn if I can get there and take that first forward quarter shot going into this. That would be my strategy. If that doesn't work out for you, you don't get the kill right there, I'm going to unload the aircraft a little bit, take the G's off of it, and try to accelerate to have some energy at the second merge.
We'll see if that forward quarter shot is able to happen in the second set. Over to you, Classic, for set number 2.
Justin, copy. Mayo, Goose, good first fight. Second one starts in 10. I'll count you down when the server comes off pause. Good luck. 3, 2, 1. Fight's on.
Yeah, Goose is digging in.
Early shots.
OTS did it.
Looks like Goose is working nose high.
This second set
Oh,
is
slow.
decisive, possibly, for who is going to be advancing
There we
to
go.
the final.
Long edge.
There has to be some aggression as both pilots and competitors are trying to size each other up. Some shots over there, unable to land. To the left is Mayo, to the right is Goose. Italy versus Canada.
All right, so it looks like Goose is pulling lead from high to low here.
He's pushing in. He's now offensive. Goose trying to close in. All right, we're back to neutral.
There you go.
When you see that, the aircraft is taking an energy excursion to try to get into the control zone. So he's momentarily offensive, but sometimes it goes back to neutral just based on your inability to maintain that angular advantage.
I know this is also what you'd love to see, Dahili. This is Hornet. Hornet.
Hornet be a Hornet all day long. All right, so now Goose is a little bit low on energy here coming around. Looks like he's getting back in his right band. He's back offensive.
All right, less than 2 minutes left. Time is ticking.
Approaching the deck. Let's see if Mayo
All right.
learned the lesson.
Oh! Down goes Mayo. Goose.
Boom!
Got him.
There we go. A little victory roll with some flares. I like it. I like it. That's awesome.
What did you like there from Goose? offensively?
Well, I just
He
saw
got
him
closer to the deck real quick.
Yeah, I saw him when he worked into the vertical. He does a great job of reorienting his lift vector, essentially to position himself across the circle with the opportunity to employ the gun. We saw a few times where they swap, and you're looking at the monitor there, and it's showing neutral to offensive to defensive.
And that's because of what?
That's it. That's them basically, selling some energy, coming over the top to gain an offensive advantage, but then they have to get the energy back. So they have to give away some angles as the other aircraft is raiding around the circle. So, but ultimately Goose was able to overall maintain more of an offensive advantage. And then at the end, I was looking at Mayo at the end. I wonder if the deck was in his mind.
Yeah,
I was like, man, I hope he's not going to fly into the deck again and have another.
Let's take a look at the replay from this set too, because yes, the first set self-inflicted and down to the deck, but this was right here, the angle. This is Goose right here that is trailing in. Yeah, just when I was saying don't get too close to the deck, boom.
So I think for a second there, he was thinking the deck is coming to get me as well, but he's also realizing that that Goose has an offensive advantage and there might be an impending gunshot. So I think for the split second he came off to save the deck, and then
and that was when Goose took advantage.
Simultaneously when Goose was getting ready to shoot. So
that was precise as well.
That was a great shot. I mean, again, that was a little bit of a long range shot, but ultimately.
He sized it up at the right time because of the position that Mayo put himself in, because he's so close to the deck.
Yep, and he's basically a really stable, steady hand when he was, lining up his gun plane with the plane of motion.
The swag at the end.
Swag at the end. That's what I said. I love it. The flares, the aileron roll, victory roll. He's not done yet. We got one more set.
We do have one more set, but we have to remind everyone this guy Goose sent in the video during the submissions, and he was surprised that he got this far. Surprised that he got this far. You talk about, I'm not sure if I actually should be in this competition with everybody. It's like, let's see how everything goes. It's a family affair, and Goose wouldn't be here if not for the 15-year-old phenom, his son Rooster, who popped up in one of the videos when we were interviewing him.
I don't want to do any foreshadowing, but I just want to know what your thoughts are if you end up with Goose and Rooster and OTS-3 together.
All right, let's slow down, pump the brakes. We still have OTS-2 to finish. That would be exciting, but let's see how this all shakes out. But overall, the strategy that you've seen from Goose, you have to be impressed with it. And it's clear that he has the advantage as he's trying to maneuver things in the Hornet. And that real life experience, whether it's as a bush pilot or 10,000 hours through the air, it's certainly showing.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I think he, a lot like Trigger, sizes up, his opponent, sees what he did previously, tries to learn from that, and then readjust his strategy. But what I see from Goose, though, is he comes out aggressive right out of the gate, which, anytime somebody's shooting a gun at you and you're seeing the tracers coming at you, that gets in your mind and maybe pulls you off your strategy for a second. And those few split seconds where Goose is able to capitalize, he's selling energy to basically gain an angular advantage, and he was able to beat Mayo down all the way down to the deck again, and then on the deck, he had a steady hand, and you end up on the deck in an offensive advantage. You're going to go ahead and have the opportunity for the kill, and that's what he did.
All right, we have one final set between these two. Who is going to advance to take on Trigger in the final? Over to you, Classic, for the final set.
Justin, copy. I've got it. Mayo and Goose, welcome to your final set. As soon as the server comes off pause, I'll count you down. Good luck. Three, two, one. Fight's on.
Here we go.
Mayo has a lot of work to do here in the final set if he wants to even advance to the next round.
Man, at a wide second merge, Goose is working nose low across the circle.
As you look on the bottom of your screen with the UI, yes, overwhelming advantage there from Goose because of the two clean kills are self-inflicted first by Mayo. Yes,
a kill is a kill.
A kill is a kill. Kill or be killed. This is the final set. The winner of this advances to play Trigger, $10,000 on the line. Mayo, we need to see some aggression. It's still ending with a strong note. I still believe in that if you're prideful.
Absolutely. I mean, you definitely run. I mean, I'm not sure if you can pull it out from here, but both aircraft right now, they got great numbers approaching the deck. Neither can exploit nose low to cut across the circle. So we'll see how this works. Hey, Goose is actually going over the top here.
Yeah, I see that.
So you got a high yo-yo opportunity to try to cut across the circle as well. The only disadvantage is you lose energy on the other side of the circle. So ideally in a Hornet, you'd like to be able to work a nose low across the circle, but obviously the deck does not allow you to do that.
So when should Goose be turning up? Answer my question. He's turning in right now.
He's working a high low. He tried to gain some altitude above the
All right,
so
we got some action. Shots fired. Goose unable to land it.
What you see though is Goose is low energy now, so you pay the price, but he still has just enough to make it over the top, and he's incredibly low.
And that's also probably an approach you can take when you know how the first two sets played out.
You can see right now he's got an angular advantage. He might have an opportunity if he can. Doesn't have the energy to pull the lead. So you see the vapes coming off his jet.
All right, we're past the 80-second marker. This is the final set of the semis. Mayo and Goose, Italy versus Canada.
Oh man, Goose doesn't have a whole lot of options now. Mayo's got a ton of energy. He can work into the vertical. I'm not sure Goose can go back uphill again.
But Mayo's real close to the deck. What's going on with Mayo? Is this?
He's got energy though. He's coming down to match him, so he's got the opportunity.
There we go. Oh, nice shot by Mayo. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, Mayo. And then pridefully. And then on a strong note with set 3. That was nice. What did you like there from Mayo?
I mean, he was patient. He stayed in the rate numbers. Goose was working slow energy. He's still able to go over the top. Not that the Hornet can't go vertical, but I saw Goose once they got down on the deck. He worked into the vertical a little bit too soon, and bled some energy to do that. And meanwhile, Mayo stayed patient, waited for Goose to be bled down. You saw that Goose couldn't go vertical a second time, had to come off in the oblique, and then Mayo just saddled in the control zone, was able to employ. So
yeah, let's take a look again at that final set between Mayo and Goose. Real nice strategy there from Mayo, but this was the first shot here from Goose. I asked you when he was going to turn, but he just didn't have the angle.
Yep. You saw him digging, like he's pulling an angle of attack to the max to be able to have the nose authority. That's where the Hornet shines, as the nose authority to influence your adversary. But then he had to come off, you see the vapes coming off, he's low energy there.
You have to be really precise.
Absolutely.
Maybe Trigger's watching and is like, I probably would have got that shot. And then here's the shoot down here, real close to the deck.
Yeah, going into the vertical, low energy.
Because of that.
I thought he could have taken a shot right here.
All right. But once again, because of that decision by Goose.
There we go, boom.
That put him in this position.
That's correct. I mean, Goose, kind of hung it out there a little bit to take the shot, but he lost energy. And then on the subsequent merge, you have to be patient. If you're in your rate numbers and you see the other guy's bled down and he has no energy, there's nothing he can do to maneuver his aircraft magically to your control zone. Like, you're just going to get savaged with no energy on the deck.
Yeah, wow. Phenomenal ending between these two, the semifinals. Wow, we're going to be able to hear from both Goose and Mayo, and we'll let you know how the championship bracket is set out. But great overall. And Mayo, let's bring in the runner-up from OTS-1 who just had a really nice ending. Mayo, how did you feel getting that kill in the final set?
I just all the point, which I didn't manage to do in the first two sets. So get the kill of the last round was just just to raise up a little bit of self,
Yeah, glad to see you finish strong. But I do have a question back on the first set where you basically flew into the ground. What were your thoughts as you're trying to save the impact into the deck?
The maneuver from the beginning was wrong, so I just kept going down. Once I realized that I got not enough speed to recover, I've tried the all-in, but it didn't work, of course, because the ground always has the perfect wing rate. So yeah, it was just a stupid maneuver trying to save another stupid maneuver.
Okay, so what do you think you would do different in your training to get ready for OTS-3?
I think that, I trained a lot this time for the dogfight. I really tried to push as much as I can. I really met a guy which I want to thank, if it's okay, Vincenzo. Grazie mille, Vincenzo. Sorry for the Italian word, because he helped me a lot. So I think the thing I will try to train more on is try to be more relaxed under pressure, because that's the thing that I feel got me in the wrong spot.
Well, thanks, Mayo, for the time. Best of luck down the road. Great fight overall.
Thanks.
All right, so Mayo is going to be eliminated. We're going to get a chance to hear from Goose, who will be able to speak about his strategy. But that was a great question to Mayo about what he was thinking specifically on the first set, because it felt like that decided how the rest of the round played out.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. I mean, it's unfortunate, it's happens to the best of us in training. Hopefully to no one in real life, but the deck will always win. So when we say aviate, navigate, communicate, that's a no kidding. Like, you got to aviate. So that means don't get slow, don't fly into the ground. That's the number one thing. Even if somebody's also trying to kill you, you want to make sure you don't hit the ground first.
Let's bring in Goose now with a great job taking down Mayo. Goose, I know your motto is fly good and don't suck. How did your approach change after that self-inflicted kill from Mayo in set 1?
Well, psychologically, I think that's it. It flips the lid on the competition. I mean, hard to bounce back from that, but also I think it's easier to have the knife in your teeth a little bit more going in, one up, like you can roll the dice a little bit harder and play those harder angles, bear down a little bit more.
Now, how did you feel on the second set at the very end when Mayo brought the fight down to the deck and you're low altitude making a gunshot? Did that make you nervous at all, being that close to the deck, trying to take a gunshot?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So, I mean, how much of your attention was towards not hitting the dirt versus having a valid gunshot?
Well, I think maybe that is one place where being a real pilot helps, and it's like aviate, navigate, communicate. And I think fight comes in there right after the aviate part, because I've got a better than zero chance that my opponent is going to shoot me down, but the ground will always win. Absolutely,
100%. We were just talking about that exact thing.
Goose, I know you said that you were surprised that you made it this far. Has that surprise or shock weared off? You're going pretty far.
I am, but I'm not going to get cocky. I don't know if it's the Canadian in me, or I'm grateful to be here. Whoever I meet in the final I will have my work cut out for me, no doubt.
Early thoughts as you've assessed the competition. You're going to be taking on Trigger. What are your early thoughts going into that showdown?
I think Trigger is a tactician, and I think he has the benefit of young neurons. Probably a few cobwebs in my old gray matter here. So, it will be, either way, it will be a great fight. I hope to at least get one in on him.
Absolutely.
Most certainly. We're going to find that out very shortly. Goose, thanks for making the time, and best of luck in the final.
Thank you.
And just like that, we have our finals. Let's take a look at the bracket. Wow, we started with 8 pilots, and now we're down to 2. The very final matchup, as we mentioned, the number 4 seed Trigger, representing Brazil, Harpier Squadron, and then you have the number 6 seed Goose, representing Canada, Virtual Armed Forces, VFA 136. This is going to be an exciting showdown between these 2 pilots. $10,000 are on the line. Stay with us. We'll be right back, because now we're going to go to one of our sponsors.
Your squadron deserves better than a and a broken mission. Fox 3 runs fully managed DCS and IL-2 servers, patched, monitored, ready when you are. Need a mission? Mission Curator builds one on demand from over 50,000 real fleet fragments. Mission keeps crashing? Mission RX rates it, fixes it, and certifies it. Want a personalized livery? Skycraft builds custom squadron liveries in your browser. Managed solutions. Fox3servers.com. Ready to fly.
All right, the final matchup is set. It is number 4, Trigger, versus number 6, Goose. But before we crown a champion, we've got Matt Hall coming back to us to give his read on today's bracket and his pick for the finals, right after these words from our sponsor. Matt, welcome back. Great to have you. I'm sure you've been enjoying the matches so far. Talk to me. What have you seen so far, and who's your pick in the final match?
Yeah, it's been great to watch. It's bringing back a lot of memories. Actually, I've had a dogfight. Like I said earlier, watching Trigger through that precision run, yeah, unbelievable control with his pepper. If you get in Trigger's HUD, you're gonna die. That's the bottom line. So stay out of his HUD. But Goose, he's got some really good flying skills, some really good concepts of BF and understanding. I also think he's got an advantage because I'm pretty sure he's got a wizzo called Goose hanging somewhere in the background, reading out his energy states, his altitude. Rooster as his wizzo there. So I'm thinking it's going to be a really close matchup. I'm pretty excited to watch what happens here.
All right, but Matt, you technically didn't make a pick. I need you to make a pick before we let you go.
Okay, technically, I'm actually going to stick with my original of Trigger because he only needs one opportunity and it's game over.
Well, thank you, Matt, again for joining us for OTS-2. Your welcomed wisdom. We've appreciated it all. We'll let you go, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Well, folks, here we are. Moments before the championship dogfight to Higgy. Any final thoughts before we crown the OTS-2 champion?
Well, I tell you what, I mean, it's any man's fight at this point. I think we were surprised with Garrick at the beginning. We kind of shifted focus over to Trigger based on his previous performance. But like we said before, everything that happened in the past doesn't matter. It's all about living in the moment right now. So we'll see what these two pilots can do to put it together. But I think it could be anybody's fight. I think Trigger might have a little bit of an edge, but Goose is a wild card in my opinion.
All right, it's showtime. 2 pilots, best of 3, $10,000 on the line in the title of the OTS-2 champion. Let's see this bracket one more time. We see the routes there, how Goose was able to get here. He takes down Garrett, he takes down Mayo, and then Trigger took down Ahab, as well as the reigning OTS-1 champion, Viper. This is what it all comes down to. Set number 1 of the championship match, OTS-2, Trigger versus Goose. Over to you, Classic.
Trigger, Goose, welcome to your final matchup. Congratulations for getting here, but guess what? No one cares. This is what matters. I'll count you down when the server comes off pause. Good luck. Three, 2, 1. Fights on.
Go.
All right, we have the merge coming up. This is where the pressure builds. 10K on the line.
Goose getting aggressive.
Real early on.
Taking a shot.
We know both of these competitors are very thought-forward. Strategy is key.
Man,
Goose is not playing around.
I tell you what, I don't know if Trigger had the mindset to try to avoid the merge, but it is not working out for him.
Goose was heavy on the offense to start this set. It's still very early on, though.
Did he get around? He might have taken a round. Looks like he has some battle damage.
Yeah. Because Trigger's now trying to change where his lift vector is going. But where's Goose going?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Goose is going down.
I wonder if he lost sight. He's going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he lost sight. He might be going for the deck to try to hide out for a second.
Trigger's now going after him. All right.
Interesting.
Less than 2 minutes
interesting
left.
set here. Let's see what's going on.
Oh, Trigger. Trigger trying to come in. Trigger.
Yeah. I think Goose may have lost sight. He went for the deck.
Oh. Yeah, Goose is
He's
really.
got sight again, though. Those tracers will help you figure out where the deck is.
Yeah, real close to the deck, Goose. Goose is gonna have to pull up real quickly.
I think Goose has some pretty good guns defense awareness.
It feels like Goose is still trying to regain sight. Where is he going?
He's got some energy. He's
all right. Now he's
trying to run away, but Trigger's chasing him down.
Triggers you see on the bottom left of your screen, clearly on the offense, closing in heavy.
I think that's if they get
His
up to a
UIS
certain
points, as you see, are calculated real time. He's on the offense. It's going up, coming into the control zone right here. We know how accurate Trigger has been all throughout BFM. Oh! The deck will get you every time.
Man, I did not expect that. That was an interesting fight. I mean, it looks like maybe one lost sight. For a second there, I thought Goose
was
had
down.
some battle damage because it looked like Trigger had some sort of smoke coming out of the back of his engines. I'm not sure if that was vapes or conning or what was going on there, but then that kind of dissipated. And it looked like Goose, for whatever reason, like you said, he was continuing to go down. Why does he keep?
He just kept going down.
I think he may have lost sight. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to, bug out from the fight because he doesn't know where the adversary is. So the deck is your friend in that case to get low. But then I think, obviously, Trigger found him and pursued him down and employed the gun. So.
Let's take a look at how this all unfolded. The first set of the championship match, as we were trying to size up, you see right there, the shots were fired, and we were trying to decipher in real time if they landed because both Trigger was just going up and floating into the atmosphere, and then you had on the opposite end, Goose just sinking down.
Yeah.
Yeah, Goose came out very aggressive.
He did.
All right, here's the other transition that we have here, the floor transition.
So he's got the speed brake out, going downhill.
Okay. Yeah, it just seems very off.
It was a strange fight. Yeah, almost like.
And here we go. Here was an opportunity by Trigger. He wasn't able to land that shot right there on Goose. That was a tough angle.
That was close.
That was a tough angle, but I mean, what we've seen from Trigger so far, this guy doesn't miss. And,
all right.
And here we go. This is the deck.
I want to see what happened right there. I wish we could see just prior to that.
You may have another angle that's imminent, so.
I don't know if he was looking over his shoulder. Let's see here.
Here we go. Take a look at this one. Right now, the aircraft that we're looking at is,
I don't know if he was trying to look over his shoulder to do a defense there, but unfortunately, the aviate, navigate, communicate, the aviation part fell out, and he flew right into the deck.
Pressure makes diamonds. Pressure makes diamonds. Pressure makes diamonds. This is the first set in the books, $10,000 on the line between two very skilled competitors. We got a chance to speak to them throughout their journey here so far. Very surprised by that, by Goose.
I was. I mean, he's generally more of a natural aviator. He obviously has sense and awareness to the ground, being a number one enemy. But I guess we might find out here in a minute what was going on. But I think he was probably looking over his shoulder, getting ready to do a guns defense, and then unfortunately, flew his aircraft into the ground. But
yeah, what's worth noting though,
You go
once
to do
again,
this,
remember,
you're
this
gonna
is the
wipe all of
4
us with
seed
the floor. You
versus
keep
the
that up.
6 seed in the championship final. So now roles are going to be reversed. And now you have the opportunity by Goose to have it at the higher altitude. And we saw how aggressive he was on the lower altitude.
Yeah, coming from low to high in a Hornet, you're going to bleed all your energy. So that's kind of a one. Yeah, I might be a little bit more conservative going into that merge. Maybe not try to dig all the way to the inside. Maybe force a stack merge. But you know, if you're starting from high to low, which is where he's going to be, I'm going to fangs out all day long and try to pull to the inside of that turn and have a forward quarter gunshot.
Yeah, that could be very telling. This is going to be a huge set, possibly decide who is going to have the advantage going into set number 3. But I just didn't expect that at all. And then also, way Trigger just kept floating up. It was did he get hit as he was trying to exhaust energy and he was just floating into the atmosphere?
I feel like initially he was trying to do the, you know, like the game plan he had in the last set where, you know, he didn't go to the merge. He was trying to make it flow, like lure him into a one circle fight.
And you know his strategy is lay for the win, lead for the kill.
Yeah, lag for the win, lead for the kill. Yeah, so that means when you're pulling lead, you're putting your gun nose out in front, but you're, you know, giving up angles and all the other stuff. You're creating a closure problem as well. Yeah, but ultimately, I agree with Trigger's strategy all day long.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I think Goose knows he's got to be aggressive on this, though. I think we're gonna see something else out of him.
All right, let's find out. Set number 2 is the championship. Over to you, Classic.
Goose, Trigger, stand by for your second set. You guys have swapped altitudes. Server will unpause and I'll count you down. Good luck.
Yep. Yes.
3,
Here we go.
2, 1, fights on.
Set number 2. Watch out for this aggression that Higgy alluded to.
There you go, pulling down inside. Didn't quite get there, but.
You see how the score stacks up right now. Still plenty of time for Goose to return the favor after that unfortunate outcome in set number 1.
You know, we're kind of in a rolling scissors right now.
Well, that seems like his specialty.
Yeah, so you know, when you go over the top, you can pull lead. You know, you're going to sell some energy to do that. But the rolling scissors, this is classic rolling scissors right now. You know, you're going sideways. Ultimately, this entire thing is going to spiral down towards the deck. So at some point,
that is a great view of the rolling scissors on attack.
It's awesome. At some point, you got to come out of it because you're going to eventually flow into the deck because the whole thing will spiral downhill. Yeah, but you could end up, if you start from higher altitudes, you could end up in a roller for a very protracted, drawn-out dogfight.
What can they do to get out of this, to grab the offensive position?
Well, I mean, somebody has to, you know, dig inside the turn, bleed energy. You know, typically that's going to happen as you're slow over the top. But as you get closer to the deck, you do not want to have, you know, a lack of energy because you need the rate numbers on the deck to have any options.
Translation, someone has to take a chance. We're past the 80-second marker. This is set number 2, 10,000 on the line.
There you go. So now we're getting slow on the
deck. All right,
here
we go. Here we go.
Yep, I saw it.
Boom, Trigger.
I saw it happen. So one iteration in that roller prior, you know, Goose needed to make the decision to come out of it, but you know, he took the chance to try to go over the top one more time and just ended up slow at the bottom. And like I said before, you know, I don't care how hard you pull your nose up when you're slow on the deck, you're gonna settle into the deck.
And immediately as he took that chance, Trigger took advantage of it.
Absolutely. I mean, I think Trigger was just being patient, you know, maybe flying a little bit more, you know, conservative, you know, approach where he's maintaining his energy. You know, I think his mindset was, I'm not going to end up on the deck with less than 300 knots is where you want to be. So, you know, the roller ends up being a relatively slower fight. It's going to put you in your radius, you know, slow speed numbers on the deck where you don't want to be there in a Hornet. You're going to lose.
Yeah, it was Hornet versus Hornet. Let's take a look at the replay. We were mentioning the great sight from TacView for rolling scissors. Someone had to make a move, and it appears that Goose was the first one too, and it cost him because immediately you had the opportunity there by Trigger. Would you have liked for Goose to hold off before making that move a little bit longer, or did you like the thought process or idea?
I mean, it's an aggressive, you know, gamble to say, hey, maybe I can do one more iteration and pull it out without hitting the deck. Had he been successful, the next iteration around Trigger would have been in a bad situation. So it was just, you know, it's tough to make that assessment you know, unless you got a lot more experience in the aircraft and its performance capabilities. But, you know, but ultimately, it was just a, you know, loss of energy. You know, there's nothing you can do when you're behind the bucket, you know, low to the deck. You're gonna settle into it.
Here's a look at the ground impact. Yep.
But you see right there, Trigger didn't have a whole lot of energy left. Like he was hanging on the blades as well, just trying to.
It all worked out.
Yeah.
Man, great job by Trigger. This is gonna put Goose in a very difficult predicament heading into set number 3.
Talking Trigger.
Oh, he recognized it. He ejected actually right before it looked like.
Yeah.
You see that?
I saw it.
So there's a point where you just see a face full of dirt and you're like, this is not going to happen for me.
Man.
Man.
All right. So Trigger so far has a strong advantage heading into set number 3. So if you are Goose, what do you, besides aggression, give me in layman's terms what he should be doing to try to make what feels like a very steep climb to win and beat Trigger?
I think, you got $10,000 on the line. The only opportunity, like with the UIS scoring, to come back, I think he has to have the immediate kill. I mean, we're talking, within 5 seconds out of the gate, he's got to be pulling a lead and, selling all the energy to have the opportunity for that first shot. That's the only possibility that I see for him to come out on top with this.
So that puts an even more emphasis on the first merge then.
100%. That's, in my mind, that's the only option that he has. He has to be aggressive. He has to, dig inside of the turn and do everything he can with that pip replacement to get it in front of Trigger's aircraft.
When it's a co-altitude split and you have Hornet versus Hornet, if you're Goose and you're in this position, and I know you wouldn't be because of the amazing fighter that you are, Dahigi, walk me through the beginning. What are you trying to do to make sure you capitalize and try to get UIS to work in your favor? Because you're even both at 15,000 feet.
I think the best thing you have working for you is time to kill and the bonus of actually getting the kill. So that has to be fast. Anytime you spend out there, chasing each other around in a rate fight, you're not getting the impact of large points associated with that scoring. So I think time to kill and immediate kill is the only option he has, and that may not even be enough as well.
How about the control zone time? Does that factor in?
He could end up in the control zone and accumulate some points that way, but I'm not sure it would be enough at this stage.
Yeah, we have to see what the UIS exact score is going to be. It's going to be fascinating to see, but still, Goose has an opportunity, and the fact that he made it this far, it has to feel like a great opportunity.
Oh, I agree 100%. I mean, I think like you said in the beginning, he didn't even expect to be here. So, I mean, I think very impressive, for him to come this far. The fight's not over yet.
No.
Anything could happen. We saw that in OTS-1. Anything could happen.
So you're saying there's a chance. With that being said, here's the very final set of the final. Over to you, Classic.
Goose, Trigger, welcome to the final set of OTS-2. Good job thus far, and good luck on this set. For 10 grand, 3, 2, 1, fights on.
Fights on. This one right here could determine everything in the final set.
Yeah, they programmed it.
Early aggression by Goose. He tried.
Didn't quite get.
But right now, you were speaking more about the control zone. You see right here the bottom score in the middle of the UIS where things stand. It is an uphill climb for Goose, but there's still plenty of time on that clock. He has a lot of work to do.
Yeah, if he did settle in the control zone, which right now kind of looks like we're leaning towards a similar fight as before. You have to saddle in the control zone and just continue to accumulate those points for the full 180 seconds.
If you're Trigger, are you essentially just playing keep away?
Not in the game of dogfight, man. You always have to go.
I'm just saying, $10,000 is on the line. Oh, shots fired. There we go. I guess so. Not in the game of dogfighting. Trigger said, hold that thought. Game blouses. Trigger.
Yeah, man. I tell you what, I mean, Trigger from the beginning, he was confident. He came in. I love what he had to say. He worked hard, and I think it paid off for him.
I was thinking if I was in his position, I'd want to be more coy. But clearly Trigger said that he didn't want to leave it up to the UIS or the scoring. He wanted to go with the definitive victory there in set 3.
Yeah, I agree. And that mindset that you just said right there is probably very indicative of why you will never beat me in a simulated dogfight. But with that being said, in the world of dogfighting, man, it's like kill or be killed. field. So you can't ever afford to be in a phone booth knife fight with somebody else in a dogfight thinking like I can just stand over here and he's not gonna kill me. It's gonna happen. So you have to be aggressive. You got to go out there. You got to go for the kill right away. And I think Trigger did just that.
You did. You set the stage coming into this final set. You spoke about the merge. Let's take a look at the replay because Goose was aggressive, knowing that he had a lot of points to try to accumulate, but he just didn't get the opportunity to execute.
Yeah, he took the shot right there. Good on Trigger for recognizing that. You saw him come off his game plan for a second to get skinny and pull out a plane. That is guns defense 101. You got to do it.
Oh, man, just missed it. But it's especially tough, especially when you're at the same altitude coming into the final set. It'd have been different if he was maybe 17 or 5,000 higher. But here's a look at the shot, that execution.
Great shot.
Flawless, accurate to the 20th degree. This is what Trigger does in his sleep. What did you see about him? Oof, get that in slow-mo. The slow motion.
Man, I love that footage.
We've been saving that angle just for the championship. That's an unreal view. Oh man, everything looks better in slow motion. Sorry at the expense of Goose, but that was a great shot.
That was great. I tell you what, you could saw when you look at the tracers, they come out and they're just in a perfect, beeline right across. I mean, his stick management, the control of the stable platform as he's settling in for that gun cross. On the flight path of Goose, very stable. My hat's off to Trigger for that. That was awesome. Awesome job. Well done.
All right, I just heard we have Goose ready. Let's bring in Goose and get his thoughts on how that all unfolded. Goose, start us off with that first set from what you remembered. Both me and DeHiggy were trying to decipher what took place. Did you lose sight?
No, I never lost tally. I mismanaged energy. I wouldn't say I mismanaged energy, but we went into the vertical and I knew he had energy to bring his nose around faster. So I accelerated to the deck. What I did is I probably should have done a slow level to maintain my energy and extend before re-engaging. And instead I took it right down to the deck and could not make the turn. So I think it was kind of sold at that point when I ran out of energy in the vertical.
Yeah, it looked like you were going downhill with your speed breakout, and then from my perspective, the C-fit kind of caught me off guard when you flew into the ground. Maybe looking over your shoulder. I don't know if you're looking for the gunshot or what was going on, but
I was 100% trying to defend the gunshot for sure.
That's what I figured.
That might be a visual glitch because I actually can't use the speed brake because my arm's in a cast and it's on the throttle.
Oh, no kidding.
So what you're trying to say is that you were doing this entire competition with one hand. You had a disadvantage, Goose, and you still made it to the final.
What? 1.5.
That's awesome.
Oh man, yeah. Goose. Overall, amazing job. Go through the final set because you knew the uphill climb that you needed. Did you think that you had at least a decent opportunity to land that shot on the first merge?
Yeah, that kind of knife in the teeth, one circle shot. I mean, I was all in at that point. I didn't really have anything to lose, but I get those a quarter of the time I come in 1-to-1. Just didn't work out for me today.
Yeah, that's a very tough shot. I mean, you got to hang it all out there for the energy excursion, to have the opportunity for that gun employment. But I have a question. What was going on in the background with Rooster during this final engagement?
Rooster is locked away in his bedroom with the door closed, and he is. I haven't seen him. He's hiding. So I might have heard some disappointed voice coming from the other side of the house. But.
Oh man.
No, there should be no disappointment despite the outcome. You should be proud. How has this experience been for you, knowing that your son convinced you, despite him not making it, he was an alternate, he's in the house cheering you on. This must have been super enjoyable for you.
Here he comes. You talked him out of his room, out of his cave. You know what? I have to say the experience has been outstanding. Like, it's been a really fun competition. The broad skill set in the qualifying and then the PvP beam sets are extremely challenging, and the playing field is very level. So it really is the person against the person by the time you get to the dogfight, in a fantastic format.
Could you see a world, OTS-3, both Goose and Rooster in the same field competing?
Here's hoping.
So in other words, get to work, son, and get in the bracket?
I don't want to dogfight him. He beats me most of the time.
There we go. That was my next question. Is like, if you end up in the finals with your son, are you going to go easy on him?
Wow.
No.
There you go. I like it.
All right, Goose, thanks so much. Appreciate the time, and congrats on making it this far in OTS-2. Hope to see you down the road.
Thank you. Thanks for all your work putting this on. Hope to see you next time.
Yeah, man.
Man, that was awesome, and I'm glad that Rooster was able to come out of his cage and he was no longer locked up in his room.
Yeah, I tell you what. I mean, I think that's a special thing. I mean, clearly he's had the influence on Rooster. Rooster came into this first, and then drug his dad into OTS. Yeah, just a great story. I mean, he's super humble coming into this. Didn't expect to even be there. Ends up in the finals. I mean, holy cow, that's impressive.
Speaking of great stories, we have a champion. We're going to get to hear from him shortly. But Trigger's journey here, the Harpia Squadron, and we actually do have Trigger ready. Let's bring in the champion and get all his thoughts on how it all unfolded. Congrats, Trigger, on being the OTS-2 champion. Me saying that, how does that feel for you to hear that?
I mean, it feels amazing to be able to win this competition. I joined here with the intention of representing Brazil and also my squadron, the Harpia Squadron. And to be winning this means that I succeeded to do this. I succeeded on representing my team and representing my country.
Yeah, fantastic performance, through and through, from the start to finish, from trials all the way to the very end. I think you did a fabulous job representing Brazil and the Harpia Squadron. But I got to ask one question. $10,000, what are you going to do with that?
I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with 10 grand. I'm probably gonna buy a new SSD because the one that I have right now is it's not enough for DCS, and I probably will buy some parts for my car.
There you go. I mean, you say it's not enough for DCS, yet you're sitting on top of the hill right now. I mean,
that is accurate, but rumor has it though, Trigger, I watched your videos. You said possibly if you won that 10K, you would invest half and maybe take a trip. That just went out the window because you won it all?
No, not really. I probably also use this money to go on a trip. But I mean, 10 grand is, it's quite a lot of money here in Brazil, so I can use this money to do a lot of things. So I haven't planned for it yet.
So where are you going to go on a trip, and what kind of car are you working on?
I have a Mitsubishi Lancer.
There we go.
Trigger, your experience?
I mean, I would go to São Paulo in Brazil, and also I'd go to Brasilia to visit some of my friends, and just to enjoy some time off.
Trigger, you had so many representatives from Brazil cheering you on in the chat. I know you had a big goal of putting Brazil on the map for DCS. How accomplishing is that to get this far, to actually accomplish this, knowing so many people are rooting you on in real time as you made it this far?
It feels truly amazing that there are so many people rooting for me.
3 months.
I have many friends in the Brazilian communities, so most of them were present during the live stream, and I really, really appreciate them being there supporting me.
I have a question. How excited are you about coming back for OTS-3? And with that being said, what are you going to do differently
I'm very
to
excited.
get better?
I really enjoy this competition, the broadcast, the format, the rules were also good. Fighting A-Beam is completely it's completely different from the other competitions that I've flown that you start head on. It's way more challenging. You have more variables to take into account. So I really like the format. I want to experience that again. And of course, I'm very, very excited for the LPS competition. I'd love to go on a trip to Las Vegas to fly a live tournament, a live DCS tournament. It would be such an amazing experience.
You're certainly on track to do that, my friend, for the LPS, the way that you have been able to set the tone here in OTS-2. What would that feel like to actually step foot in Vegas, live professional series, and maybe even having some representatives from Brazil cheer you on in person as you're in a rig?
I would certainly be very, very happy. I told the other competitors that I really like doing BFM. And I've read on the SFL website that the setup in Vegas is a full motion simulator and also with VR, and I would love to try that in a competition for real.
Well, thank you for your time. Congratulations. Anytime someone addresses you moving forward, Trigger, make sure they say OTS-2 champion.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. It was a pleasure to be here.
Great job. Great job.
Congrats, Trigger. Man,
Congratulations.
What a job by Trigger.
I tell you what.
He was supposed to be possibly a participant in OTS-1. Some things didn't work out. Comes through in OTS-2, kills the reigning champ, Viper, and is able to beat Goose in the showdown.
Absolutely. I mean, that was a phenomenal performance. I think his confidence in the beginning, he did everything that he said he was going to do. He said, "You come to the merge with me in my bracket, you could do your best, I'm going to do my best, so look out."
Absolutely. All right, it's been another great day of dogfighting. Let's take a look at a couple of highlights throughout the day. We'll be right back with a couple of words from our sponsors.
Needs to be sniper. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. That is the error that I made. Copy. Yeah, it's supposed to be quarterly, these ones. I understand. Expect it in 3-ish months, right? Yeah, we can hear him. Yeah, right. All right. Yep, for sure.